tell Chris anything.
We agreed we wouldn't say anything to anyone. But I just don't know anymore.
No, it was for the best. You were right.
Was I? I mean, what if the police catch up with him and it all comes out? Chris said we should never have trusted Ray. What's he going to say when he finds out that it might bring the law down on the company?
Well, let's hope that we never find out. I mean, it's for the best. If we just keep our heads down and say nothing, it'll all blow over.
No, I can't do that. I am going to have to talk to Ray.
You're the boss. But as you said, they could close the company down over this, and you and me could end up inside. We agreed. The less said, the better.
Morning, Terry.
Chris, look, I really need to talk to you.
Later, darling. I've got a busy morning ahead, thanks to you. Right, are you ready to take me to the hall, Jan?
Yeah, of course.
We'll talk at lunchtime.
Yeah, great.
Come on, Terry.
Zach, what are you doing? I've got to go to work in a minute. I haven't got time to clear up this mess.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear it. Took me ages to get this lot together. I picked up them last few bits on the rubbish run yesterday.
I thought you were supposed to be taking rubbish to the tip, not turning our house into one.
Well, to the untrained eye, this may seem like rubbish.
You bet it does.
But as Edison said, all you need to be an inventor is have a good imagination and a pile of junk.
What are you inventing?
You'll find out soon enough.
I can hardly wait.
Nana's still in the bathroom.
I know, she's been in there for an hour singing Some Enchanted Evening.
I don't know what she does in there all the time. She still seems to smell just as bad.
Best not ask. Right, Sam, love, your sandwiches are on the side.
I suppose I'll have to go to work without a wash.
Well, it should be the last time. I'm busy solving that problem.
Shouldn't you be getting ready for work?
Fred, you'll have to do the run on your own today, Sam. Us inventors can't be rushed, yeah?
Coffee, everyone?
That's very kind of you.
Oh, quite the lady of the manor, aren't you? You've certainly managed to get your feet under the table with Ray.
Yeah, well, we're just good friends.
Always best when your friends are good lookers, though, isn't it?
I thought we were here to talk about Village in Bloom, not Louise's love life.
Quite right. Have you got an agenda, Tricia?
Oh, yeah. The first item on the list is the election of a new chairman.
Well, we need someone with leadership qualities, used to the cut and thrust of political life.
If you're suggesting yourself, I can tell you you wouldn't be getting my vote. I know just how you'd behave, lording it over us and bossing everyone around.
We're all working to the same end, singing from the same song sheet. There's no need for any unpleasantness about this.
That's never stopped anyone before. I've never known a committee that could organise a booze up in a brewery without fighting.
Well, how hard can it be? Why don't you just work out the candidates and put it to a secret ballot?
Any chance of a cuppa?
Customer on the house.
I live here.
Make it yourself then. I've got these sarnies to finish before the lunchtime rush starts.
Not much sign of it as yet.
Seems to come in waves. Kids before school, then the lunchtime crowd. Need something to keep him in here longer.
Armed guards?
Well, Robert was suggesting a jukebox, but I doubt Viv would fork out that much.
No, plus it gives her the chance to recycle Vic's old status quo collection. That's going to drive people away, that.
Guess I better talk to her about it when she gets back.
Ain't no need to wait. I'm the ideas man in this family. What about, arcade games?
Not quite the image we're looking for. Of course, internet cafes are the big thing now. Reckon Viv would consider buying computers.
Well, if the price was right, and I might just be able to help you there.
Is it for making booze?
Don't your ideas ever raise above the level of the gutter?
I'm just trying to imagine what would encourage you to make all this mess.
I have decided that this is the moment to make my contribution to mankind and to the planet we inhabit.
You always were a dreamer. Spent all weekend making a go-kart as a nipper. Never got beyond Endert Road. We had to stop your pocket money for 3 months to help pay for old man Hardcastle's greenhouse.
You always had an excuse not to give me pocket money. But I've no time for idle chit-chat. I'm on the verge of a real breakthrough.
Perhaps I was being a bit too cautious, but we can put all that behind us now. Look towards a profitable future for us both. I thought you weren't coming till later.
Yeah, well, I decided it was too urgent to wait.
Perhaps you could excuse us for a moment.
Sure. I've said all I need to say. I'll be in touch with the details of the next load.
There's nothing wrong, is there?
There you go.
Had any luck with 14 down?
Huh?
A sleeper where man trod. 7 letters.
Oh, the crossword. I got bored with that. And with these 4 walls. I want to get out and about a bit.
Good idea. Bit of exercise will do you good.
Take it easy, mind.
I feel fine.
Yeah, and we want to keep it that way. That's why you need your rest. But I know about these things.
Yes, but you're a lot older than me.
A short walk can't do much harm.
I want to do more than that. I want to go up and see Chris. I'm going to start work soon.
Oh, now, bear me out on this, Nicola. He's going to wind up in hospital again if he's not careful.
The way I see it is, there's no harm in talking to Chris, as long as you check with your doctor before you make any final decisions about work.
Agreed.
OK. I'll drive you over there. Oh, and we'll take your car.
And here are the results of the second ballot. Tricia 1 vote, Gloria 2 votes, and Edna 2 votes. So we'll have to have a third try.
I demand a recount. There's 1 vote missing.
And I'd just like to point out that the person who scrawled Mickey Mouse over their ballot paper isn't taking this election seriously.
Well, seeing as we can't seem to agree between Edna and Gloria, it's probably best if I do the job.
Don't be ridiculous. You're the only one who voted for you.
But we do need a compromise candidate. I suggest Ashley would be the best choice.
I second that.
I really don't think I get the time with all my parish duties.
And I've got a pub to run. But we do need someone sensible running the show. Save all this stupid squabbling.
I suppose it might be the best idea.
Good. So, anybody any objections?
Well, it does make a mockery of the democratic process.
Goodness knows how you and Pollard got the mayorship. So I'd steer clear of that subject if I were you.
Hi.
Is that meeting still going on?
Yes, well, it'll be a major breakthrough if it's not agreed on anything. Hope your business with Chris went better.
Oh, yes. Everything is going according to plan.
Tricia?
I'm glad you've agreed to consult the doctor. But I do seriously think you ought to do it before you see Chris and not after.
Alan, you worry too much. I'm just going to ask how things are at Dale Park. Working out my place in the new strategy.
But Chris is not the chatty type, particularly where business is concerned. And before you know it, you'll be involved in one of his new schemes, working all hours. And that's a shortcut to another heart attack.
I'm sure Dad's too sensible to get talked into anything like that.
Exactly. I need to sort things out. Look, I've invested all my money in the holiday park. And now Chris says we need some more. And if I don't find out what's happening, I shall start worrying. And the doctor was very specific about anxiety being bad for me.
Come on, Dad. Let's quit while you're ahead, eh?
Where are you off to?
To see Chris.
I don't think that's a good idea in your condition. I've just been to a Village in Bloom committee meeting. That nearly drove me up the wall. Chris Tate would be even worse.
Look, I really don't need the Spanish Inquisition every time I step foot outside the front door. I am old enough to make up my own mind about my own life.
A very stubborn man, your ex-husband.
Tell me something I don't know.
I don't mean to interfere, but I'm worried about him. And that heart attack should have been a warning. He might not be so lucky next time.
Well, I've been trying to talk some sense into him. Maybe one day he'll listen.
Look, you said we shouldn't trust Ray. Well, I was wrong to persuade you to work with him.
On the contrary, it makes perfect business sense. He brought us a lucrative contract and the promise of plenty more.
Yeah, but maybe your first instincts were right. Maybe we should steer clear from him in the future.
I don't get this. You said you had something urgent to discuss, and all you're doing is telling me something I already know. Ray is a dodgy character, so what? His money's as good as anyone's.
Right, so supposing the load wasn't quite how he told us.
So long as we carried it in good faith, I don't think we could be held responsible.
I'm not talking about building materials.
Not drugs.
No. People.
Illegal immigrants. Have you any idea of the penalties that carries?
Well, that's why I didn't know what to do. Me and Terry, we talked about going to the police, but...
So he knows about this too?
Well, we were worried that if we said anything, it might bring the company down.
It's not just a company, Charity. You could be spending our wedding anniversary in prison. Who else knows?
Well, it's not been in papers or on news, so I presume they've got clean away.
Well, that's his problem. All that matters to us is keeping you and the company out of this.
So what do I do?
You do nothing, you say nothing. Have you got that?
Look, Chris, about Ray...
I told you, it never happened. You better make sure that truck's hosed down inside and out. I don't want any trace of anything that might be incriminating.
Yeah. Well, right, I'll go and do that now.
Sorry to call unannounced.
Oh, we're not interrupting anything?
No, I've got work to be getting on with.
Shouldn't you be at home in bed, resting?
I've had enough of that, and of Turner and Diane nagging me about it.
Can't wait to get back to work.
Don't think I can run Dale Park without you.
I'm sure you're doing a splendid job. But you've already got enough on your plate with Take Trash in this place. I thought you could use some help.
But we've told him it's too soon to get back to work full-time.
I need to get some purpose back in my life. Get involved.
OK. I'll find the latest figures.
Look what I've got!
Oh, brilliant! Eh? That must have cost a bomb. Even second-hand.
No, it was remarkably cheap.
Where did you get it?
It's a long story.
Try me.
Well, my mate Bazza took over from me at Naughty Nylons. Everything was going all right until he got caught in a compromising situation with Miss Spooner in the stationery cupboard. Normally this sort of thing would go unnoticed, but for... You don't want to know this.
Just tell me if the police are going to be around.
Well, Bazza did liberate a number of items as part of his redundancy package. But seeing as everybody knows that the boss and Spooner have been at it for years and that one phone call will mean a lifetime of alimony, we're cool. Think about it, Chloe. If we're going to convince Viv to get this place going, we need to prove that we can do it on a budget.
Yeah, you're right. It's a start.
So, I should be back, helping you make that final push.
Not at the expense of your health. I think I'm quite capable of handling this without you. It's a question of making up for the disastrous start to the season.
So you're still blaming me for everything?
Well, I don't think a post-mortem would be helpful at this stage. Wouldn't want to increase your father's blood pressure.
I told you I'm feeling fine.
Yeah, but you'll be better for a bit of rest. Don't look on it as time wasted. It'll give you time to think over strategies. Where you went wrong in the past and where you can avoid making the same mistakes again. And when you're fully fit, in a few weeks, I'll be delighted to listen to your ideas.
I really want to try and get things moving before your mum gets back. Any ideas where I can find some cheap computers?
No, Richard was the one with them sort of contacts. I suppose you could ask Zach if he's any fallen off the back of a lorry lately.
Oh, no, I don't want stolen goods, thanks.
Just kidding. Hi, Tony.
Busy?
And I'm keeping him from his work, yes I know. I have to get back to the cafe anyway. Later.
See.
Pretty girl. I can see why you like spending money on her. Does she know what you're up to?
No. No, and I'd rather keep it that way, really.
Suits us both. I might have a bit of private work for you next week.
Really? I'm beginning to like you.
It's quite a long way, Dad.
The doctor said I should start some gentle exercise. I'll try a little further every day.
I'll walk with you.
Look, I feel fine. It's just I'm determined to get fit again. Show Chris Tate I'm ready for anything. So I'd appreciate it if you were to drive home. Put the kettle on ready for when I get back, eh?
Okay, Dad.
How's Rodney?
Itching to get back to work, but I persuaded him to leave it a while longer. By then, I'll be ready to take the company from under his nose. If we all haven't been arrested by then. Now, I was under the impression that I paid your wages, which I thought would entitle me to a bit of loyalty from you.
Well, of course it does.
Then why didn't you tell me about this straight away?
Look, it was my fault. I told him not to say anything.
And I seem to remember you saying something about no secrets and no lies on our wedding day.
I'm sorry. I guess I thought I was the one that got us into this mess, persuading you to take the load, that I ought to be the one to get us out of it.
You have had plenty of success with Take Trash, but you still have got a hell of a lot to learn about business. When you're up, there is always someone ready to drag you down.
Ray Mullen.
Oh, Dad and I have dealt with worse than him in the old days. So, I think I can keep us out of this.
Well, you just keep sending them my way. The more the better.
Enjoying your work?
Oh, I'm enjoying the money, yeah.
Tony, what are you doing here?
No answer at your place. I guess you'd be walking the dog. So I thought I'd come for a bit of a chat with Scott while I was waiting.
Right. I'm just going to feed him. Give me 5 minutes, will you?
Well, I don't think he suspected anything.
Let's be careful to keep it that way. He's not the sort of man you cross twice. You all right, Rodney?
Just a bit out of puff.
Looks more than that. Huh? Are you sure you should have discharged yourself?
Yeah, I'll be all right in a minute.
You should take more care of yourself.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to do. Guess I was just a bit hasty.
Nay, there's no shame in that. Now, I don't rate all this exercise business.
I guess you must think I'm a bit of a fool, getting myself in this state.
Hey, I was the same when I come out of hospital. You're trying to prove that nothing's changed, that you're still the same man you were.
I'm not old, Zach. I'm still in my prime. Well, I was anyway.
Hey, and you will be again if you leave the joggers and the lycra lot and just relax for a few weeks.
That's what everyone keeps telling me, but how can I relax? I keep thinking about Chris Tate and what he's trying to do behind my back.
Chris Tate's always plotting and scheming. Let him. His dad were the same. And next time you're exercising, take a walk to that graveyard. And you'll see Frank there. And realise where that got him.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Zach. Well, I reckon I've done enough exercise for one day.
Then you've taken your first step on the road to recovery. Come on, I'll give you a lift home in van.
Look at him chatting to her, like butter wouldn't melt.
He's certainly a smooth operator. You know, I'd like to wipe that smug smile right off his face.
I wish there was some way I could warn her about him.
Well, maybe I should have a word.
No, the boss said that we
Yeah,
would...
your boss, Terry, my husband. I can't just sit and be the obedient little wife, waiting for him to sort out my mistakes. No, I've got to have it out with Ray.
Chris ain't gonna like that.
Right, so don't tell him then.
I think it's really good of you letting them use your house for committee meetings.
Well, it makes sense. Look after the community, then when you need them, maybe they'll remember.
I can't imagine why you would ever need them.
Maybe a little bit of peace and quiet when you and I want to be on our own.
That'd be nice.
Listen, I better head off. I'll see you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Right, I'm going to go after him, have it out.
Hey, you can't do that.
Look, I've made up my mind. I'm doing it.
Right, well, if you're going, I'll come with you, in case it turns nasty.
Oh, Terry, I'm a big girl. I can handle it. And anyway, this way, you can tell Chris that you knew absolutely nothing about it.
Zach! What have you done?
Brilliant, isn't it?
Well, that's not the word I'm searching for.
Huh? Inspired, eh? Inventive? Work of genius?
Oh, you're not even warm.
Yeah, but the water will be. This is the prototype of the Dingle shower.
I'm speechless.
Ah, fair takes your breath away, doesn't it? No more soaring electric bills. We'll let the sun do the work for free. And Lucky Sam will be the first to use that shower. Come on, son, get your kits off.
You what? What? Out here?
Oh, no, behind the chalet. This will be Swedish pine in the final version, but you'll just have to use your imagination for the moment.
Sleep it up.
Right, tell me when you're ready, Sam, and I'll turn the water on.
What's going on?
Don't ask.
You're about to see history in the making. Are you ready, Sam?
Can I get you a drink?
No, actually, I just want some answers.
You seem very steamed up about something.
Oh, you bet I am. You know, there was a woman hiding on the truck last night. Said she paid someone to smuggle her into the country and she wasn't on her own.
Have you been carrying illegals? Do you realise how serious that is?
Oh, right, and you knew nothing about it?
Of course not. My guess is they snuck onto the truck just before you drove onto the ferry.
Well, that's impossible because we never left the truck.
Charity, I'm not blaming you. These people are desperate, and that makes them cunning enough to find a way.
Yeah, and maybe there was someone helping them.
Maybe. And that'll all come out in the investigation, with which I assure you have my full cooperation. You did report it to the police, didn't you?
How's the water, son?
Warmish.
You see? Try 'em.
Looks a mess.
Oh, looks out everything. Should be grateful for that.
How's it work?
Well, you see, the water passes through these old radiators. Now, I've painted them black to absorb more heat. Don't touch that, Mother. Now, I've placed them at the optimum angle of 45 degrees.
45 degrees,
Yeah. To collect more sun.
What did this do?
Hey!
Another disaster! I'm gonna get out! You just never learn, do you, son?
All right. It might need a few modifications, but we're close.
I knew nothing about this. I told you. But now that you've brought it to my attention, I'm going to have to go to the police. Otherwise, I'm implicated as much as you are. Of course, there'll be a lot of awkward questions, especially since you didn't report the incident immediately. Mud sticks, Charity, which is a pity, since your business is doing so well. What does Chris think you should do?
He says we should keep quiet, say nothing. Hope that it all blows over.
There's a lot of sense in that. Especially where you and I are concerned.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Well, you and I have a lot in common, Charity. Both started with nothing, made something of ourselves. All we'd be doing is offering a few sad, desperate people the chance to do the same. Maybe we should keep this our little secret.